Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and today's shout out goes to Ray Ivy. Ray was first to say first in one of my recent videos and thus wins a shout out, so congratulations. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here with a review of the new GDRC 4D F4 GPS drone. Now, why am I interested in this particular drone? Well, for one thing, this is a folding drone for maximum portability with 2-axis gimbal, which is nice. But what I like about it is, folks, it is a relatively low-cost drone for what you are getting, okay? I believe this is under the $150 price range, sometimes lower. It was on sale this week, actually, in the $128 price range. I don't know how long that's going to last, though. But what I like about it, again, a low-cost drone, folding drone with a 2-axis gimbal. Okay, it's starting to be more and more common to see stabilized video drones in the under $150 price range, and that's great that we're starting to see that. Now, I did mention it's folding. It does come, before I forget, it does come with a nice carrying case. I always forget to show this, but making it extra portable with this nice carrying case. But let's pick it up and take a look at it now. Now, it is not a lightweight drone. It is 400 grams with its battery, making it a little, somewhat heavy, because it does have a big, hefty battery with this. I'll talk about that battery here shortly. But since it's 400 grams, that means this will require registration in most countries. So keep that in mind, folks. Let's see, what else about it? I mentioned it is GPS. It is a single GPS system, which means this can take, for the first time that you take this out in the open and try to bind it to the GPS signals, it could take up to 15 minutes for that first connection where it realizes that it is no longer in China. And then for follow-on flights after that first lock-on, I expect those lock-ons to be much quicker. Okay, but the first time you take this out in the field, it could take up to about 15 minutes. So all you got to do is just let it sit there. And, I'd go out there with a fully charged battery the first time with the purpose of just getting a GPS lock. But again, for follow-on flights, expect much faster lock-on once it realizes where it's located at in the world. With that GPS system, you get the automatic return to home and landing capability on command through the controller, on loss of signal from the controller, or on low voltage of the battery. It will also return to home and land. Now, the drone does have brushless motors, pretty good, powerful brushless motors. I don't have the actual specification what brushless motor these are. It's not included in the description for this, but with brushless motors, you get improved durability over a brushed motor drone. Now, the battery for this is a 7.4 volt, 3,500 milliampere hour battery. Let's see if I can bring that up, and I hope that's focusing. But with that in mind, this is a nice big battery, and notice that it is charged through a micro USB port. Now, don't go trying to charge this with your with any micro USB cable. In fact, there's a warning here that's telling you to use the provided charger that comes with this drone. This is the provided charger. And why is that? Well, this battery does not have any smart electronics inside here to know when it is fully charged to stop further charging of the battery, okay? That is provided through this thing here. It's attached to the charger. Okay, if you try to use a regular USB cable, you will overcharge this battery, okay? Instead, make sure you use this charger. This charger does have a micro USB port on the end here, but again, do not use a regular micro USB cable to charge this or you will overcharge the battery. Use this charger. Okay, enough said on that warning, okay? Other things about the drone, it does have optical flow sensor in the belly in addition to the GPS system. This helps maintain stable hover when the drone is close to the ground. Okay, that helps to further stabilize the drone. Other things about it, it does have a 2-axis stabilized gimbal, in the under $150 price range. Again, that's one of the main reasons I was interested in reviewing this drone, because of that. Now, with that, the camera on this is a high-definition camera, but it's 2048 by 1152 pixels. It records video at that resolution to an onboard micro SD card slot right there. Now, since 2048 by 1152, that is not a standard resolution, folks. That's kind of an odd one. But you know, if you upload to YouTube, YouTube automatically will probably downgrade that to 1080p. So keep that in mind. But it is higher definition than 1080p, but an odd one. It records at 25 frames per second for those video files out there that are interested in the frame rate. Also, it records still photos to the micro SD card at the same resolution of 2048 by 1152, meaning they're just simple frame grabs from the video. Now, this also records to your phone at either 1080p, or if your phone has a fast enough processor, it will interpolate the video going to your phone up to 4K resolution. Okay, so like if you have an Apple iPhone, this will interpolate the video to 4K resolution, but it will not improve the video, the quality. Okay, that is a false 4K in effect. You know, an electronic enlargement of that 2048 video, or actually it's 1152p video, and sending it up to 4K. So again, it's a fake way of saying that this is a 4K drone. It is not. Okay, keep that in mind. So just giving you a heads up there. Now, this does have capability of FPV, follow me, orbit position, waypoints, and also you can add music to your videos that are coming from the drone using the 4D RC GPS app. Now, a side note that I always have to mention, this drone, or that app, and use of this drone with that app requires a phone with 802.11 AC Wi-Fi capability. As I stress in all these type of drones, they call themselves 5G drones. It does not require a 5G phone. It just requires 802.11 AC Wi-Fi. But not everybody has that type of Wi-Fi on their phone. Before purchasing this drone, it is very important to first verify that your phone indeed has 802.11 AC Wi-Fi capability. And how do you do that? Well, just Google search your phone's model name along with the terms 802.11 and the term specifications, and then look in the search results to see if your phone comes up with 802.11 AC Wi-Fi in the search results. Now let's go over the controller. This is the controller that comes with the drone. There is no real antenna. These are both fake antennas, folks. There's no antenna wire going up in either one of these. However, this controller is specified to give you about 2 kilometers range, control range. I find that very hard to believe. Okay, and more realistically, maybe about 600 meters, something like that. But again, they're saying 2 kilometers. You're not going to get 2 kilometers FPV video. I'll tell you that right now from this drone. And I really doubt you're going to get 2 kilometers control range. But you will be able to fly this easily out beyond your line of sight view of this drone. So be careful there. You know, if you lose sight of that drone, you can bring it back by just simply pressing the return to home button. But let's go over all the buttons on this thing. In the upper left corner, you have control of your gimbal, moving it down or up. If you press this button, it raises the gimbal. If you press this button on the right, it lowers the gimbal view. If you hold this button down while turning on the controller, you'll switch from a mode 2 to mode 1 controller, which in effect moves the throttle from here to over here, and then you can switch back again by holding that. Actually, I think you have to go over this side. I'm not sure. You hold the button down again and turn it on again, and it should switch back to the other stick. Other buttons on this particular controller is, this is your rates button. If you want to make the drone fly faster, you can press that button and give you more pitch control and then more speed. And also, if you hold this button down for about 2 to 3 seconds, the drone will enter into headless mode. I'll demonstrate what headless mode is when we go out in the field. I'll do some crane shots with the drone using headless mode. This button here is for doing a compass or a gyro calibration with a quick press, and the drone will enter into compass calibration by holding this button down for about 2 seconds to do the gyro calibration of the drone. And again, I'll demonstrate that when we get out in the field. This button here is for return to home and landing, automatic return to home and landing. If you want the drone to come back and land, you just press that button there. This button is for switching between taking a photo by quick press or starting and stopping the video by a long press. And finally, you can turn the GPS off if you want to just fly this in sport mode by pressing this button here, and you can turn it back on by pressing the button one more time. So that is the controller. The controller, it has its own built-in 3.7 volt battery at 300 milliampere hour. That also is charged by micro USB port here. You can, for the charger, use your own micro USB cable. Again, don't use your own micro USB cable to charge the drone's battery, though, as you will overcharge it. Okay, let's go over finally what you get in the box. Again, you get that carrying case I just showed you. You get the instruction manual, and I want to go over the instruction manual real quick. It's available in English, Chinese, French, and finally also in Russian. I guess there's some people out there wondering if the instructions come in Russian. They do. Just let you know. So English, Chinese, French, and Russian is in the instruction manual. And additional items, you get a spare set of propellers for the quadcopter, a charging cable, a micro USB charging cable for the controller, along with a little micro screwdriver for repairs on the drone. You get the charger, and you could get 1, 2, or 3 batteries that come with this drone. If you do intend to do multiple flights, with this drone, and you'd like your own set of batteries, do not buy the drone and then expect to purchase batteries in the future. Buy the bundled packages where you get 1, 2, or 2 or 3 batteries that come with extra with the drone, because, as I mentioned always, shipment of lipos via mail from China can be very difficult if you're shipping the lipos by themselves. If you want extra batteries with this drone, buy them at the time you purchase this drone, so that they can bundle those batteries in the package with the drone. Okay, Banggood will not ship these. Well, sometimes they will to some countries, but it can be very difficult to get extra batteries if you want to purchase batteries alone, because of shipping safety restrictions of lipo batteries, especially international air shipment. So that's what you get in the package. Let's take this out into the field and see how it flies. So hope you enjoy this flight. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here with a review, the flight review of the GDRC F4 on a slightly brief, actually it's a very nippy morning here at Pleasant Ridge Park. Kind of chilly, 45 degrees, and my fingers are hurting. Okay, let's get this in the air. To start it up, you press this back button, hold it down until you hear those cheap chirps from the ESCs. Put it on the ground, and then turn on the transmitter and bind it with an up-down movement. And now we have connection to the drone. Now, we are going to need to wait about 5 to 10 minutes here, folks. This is a single GPS drone. It takes a while for it to lock on. But while it's doing that, I'm going to connect my Wi-Fi to the drone and then connect the app, turn on the app and connect that also to the drone. So hold on, folks, and I'll give you an estimate of how long it took for that GPS to lock on after we do such. Okay, we still haven't connected yet, but what I'm going to do, it's been about 2 minutes. But right now I'm going to do the compass calibration while we're waiting here. And you can do it through either the app, again, by pressing this button, GeoComp button, and holding it down for 3 seconds. Or you can do it through the controller, do it through the controller by pressing this button for 3 or 4 seconds. Or you can do it through the app by this screen here. And all we need to do is hit guide calibration. And right now, the lights are blinking red in the back and in the front blinking blue, red and blue. And we need to do several horizontal turns until we hear a beep, like so. And then put it nose down like so, and continue with clockwise turns like so until we hear a second beep. Okay, that is the compass calibration. Compass calibration is completed, and we're going to continue waiting for this app, or for this drone, to connect to the Wi-Fi, because we still don't have any satellites connected. It's been about 3 minutes now, so hold on, folks, while we continue. Okay, we got lock on. It took a good 8 minutes to get lock on, and right now I have 9 satellites. And you can also tell that you're locked on because the back lights will start blinking red. Blink, 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 blink. So we now have satellite lock. To take off, actually, let's start the video recording first by pressing and holding this button here, photo video button. And notice it'll say that currently your mobile phone does not support 4K video, whether to use 1080p video. What that means is, folks, it's going to be recording 1080p video to my phone However, we'll still be recording that higher resolution video to the SD card on the drone itself. So we are ready to take off. Now, there's a thing about this drone, and let me mention that before we take off. If you get a satellite lock on and then you go flying and then you land and turn off the motors on this drone, it also will turn off the GPS system, and you're going to have to restart the drone to get that GPS back again. And that seems to be a software glitch with this drone. Another software glitch that I noticed in a practice flight I did a few days ago is that this does not like wind. Okay, if you go flying winds about 10 miles per hour, which I was doing the other day, it starts to become erratic in flight. So do not fly this on breezy days, very breezy days. We have a wind today, but it's only about 6 to 7 miles per hour, but you get it above 10 miles per hour and you might have problems, just let you know. Okay, to take off, both sticks down and out to start the motors, giving it throttle, setting it up a bit, and getting in the picture here, and checking stability, and saying, how do you like my sweatshirt today, folks, because it is breezy. Okay, now syncing up the cameras. So my lips are moving at the same time, so it doesn't look like a badly dubbed movie. Okay, first off, I am going to just send it straight up so that we can see Lake Erie. What did I do? Rates. I just changed the rates to high rate. I don't want high rate, I want low rate. But setting it up, and at the same time checking stability as it's going straight up, until we see Lake Erie. We'll go up to about 25 meters or so. And I don't think we're going to see Lake Erie today because there's a haze out there. But I'm checking the stability again. And it looks good up there. And as such, I'm going to push forward. And here we go. Flying around the area. Going off, forward, forward, forward. Now let me turn it. I want to check its turning ability. Fly it back in this direction now. There's a guy down there metal detecting. I don't want to disturb him while he's doing that. Turning. Nobody else in the park today except me and that metal detector guy. So right now it's flying okay, but again, remember folks, if you're flying on a breezy day, it can get erratic. The signal looks good on my phone. Let me get it pointed in this direction away from the sun. And from right about there, let's try a return to home and landing. Pressing return to home. See what it does. It's coming back, coming back, coming back. Now again, I'm going to stop the descent. I'm not going to let it go all the way down because I don't want to restart the drone to get the GPS signal back again. So as it comes down, we're going to stop the descent. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to hit the return to home button one more time. There it comes, all on its own. See how close it is to the pad. Looks to be about 1 meter off. Meter and a half off, maybe. Okay, pressing, let's see if it's going to make a final descent. Yep, yeah, stopping it by pressing the return to home button. Okay, so return to home works. Let me get into the view again. Next thing we're going to try is follow me, folks. Oh, one other thing. Let me hit the upper right corner there. And what I need to do is, we got beginner's mode turned off. Okay, everything's good there. This does have a geofence by default, and you are going to need to turn it off in the upper right corner by turning that beginner's mode off. And also, you're going to also possibly need to set a flight distance and a maximum flight altitude and hit save to enter that into your drone. But I have mine turned off and set up already. So let's come back out of that. And right now, okay, we're done there. Let me find it. Now in the upper left corner, see that box? Press that box And if we're going to do follow me, let me go up a bit higher too. Hit that GPS follow. GPS follow is activated. Let's see if it actually works. Well, it's looking at me. Let's see if I walk away. Is it following? Yes, it is. So follow me does work on this. So, you know, this is a lower cost GPS drone with 2-axis gimbal. And, you know, they made some shortcuts here or some trade-offs here with this particular drone to get that low cost. One of them being they got an older GPS system in here that takes quite a bit of time to lock on. I'm guessing they got a batch of old GPS chips, GPS systems from older drones and implemented it. Let's see if it'll follow me if I walk to it. It's like a GPS, or like a, doesn't move away from me, but it twists with me. Watch that. Let's go over here and walk around and see it up there, folks. See if it'll turn with my, as I go by it. Or if it does, when will it do that? There it goes, it's turning now toward me. So that's follow me. Not the best follow me in the world, but not the best drone in the world either. So, okay. Next thing, orbit position. Let's try that. Wait a minute, pulling backward. Seems like, oh, gee, follow me still on. Turning that off. Okay, it doesn't want to turn off. Maybe if I select a different features such as orbit, surrounding, pressing surrounding. See what happens there. Okay. It doesn't come out of, doesn't want to come out of GPS follow me. I don't know why, folks. Let me hit that lock, see if that unlocks it. Was it locked in there? Now GPS follow. So I think I had to hit that. No, it's still doing it. I want to do surrounding. It doesn't come out of GPS follow me. So there's a bug in the app that won't let it come out of GPS follow once you activate it. With that in mind, I'm going to have to go back to the pad. Go back to the pad. Have it follow me. Actually, I'm pushing forward and it's flying backwards. I'm not sure why that is. But we're going to go back to the pad. Land it. And unfortunately, I am going to have to restart the motors and shut down those motors. So landing, I'm going to just land right in the grass. Both sticks down and out. Okay. Now, I don't know why the app is locked in follow me mode. But right now, oh, I notice I still got satellite signal, so maybe I am wrong. Okay. Okay, we still got satellite signal. It's just that we got locked with the app. So I'm going to restart this app. So hold on while I do such, folks. And before I do, let me make sure I turn off that video camera recording. And hold on, folks. Be right back. Restarting the app. Okay, I restarted the drone, and luckily, I was wrong, folks. It locked on fast that time, so I'm not sure what the problem is with the lock-ons I had previously. Maybe it was the site I was flying at near my home. But right now, let's make sure that follow me is turned off. It's off now. So there's a glitch here, folks, with follow me, in that you can't turn it off once it turns on. Hopefully they'll fix that in a future update of the app. But let's start the video recording again. And confirm. We're going to go 1080p, record it to my phone, get it back into the air, down and out, throttle up, checking stability. Okay, let's go over here. I'm pushing forward, and we're going to do orbit position over in this area here. Going up a bit higher, right about there, and pressing that, checking stability again, because the breeze is picking up. But we are going to do surrounding. I press the button and it's flying over there. I have it set up for 10 meters of orbit position. This was the position where it was at, and there it goes orbiting. And let me sync up as it orbits. Now, the wind is coming from that direction there, so as this goes off in this direction, it's going to climb, and as it goes in, as it gets on the other side of that 180 degrees, it's going to descend because of that air pressure sensor that's controlling it. There it goes descending. Let me get a little lower. But the orbit position seems to be working fine, which is good. Now I wonder if I can turn off that orbit position. We're going to check that here shortly. Let's see if I can do that. Pressing that box again and pressing orbit position. And what do you know? It doesn't turn off. Pressing the box again. Pressing unlock. Unlock. You can't turn these. Okay, these advanced features, you can't turn them off. What if I hit return to home while it's doing this? Will that fix? Will that turn it off? It climbs to 30 meters. And where's it going to go? Okay. That's one way that seems to turn it off, is to hit return to home. Okay. As it descends, I'm going to stop it when it gets low again. So that turned it off, hitting return to home button. So that's an issue with this particular app. Okay, before we go into waypoints, which is next, let it come down a little. I'll leave it right there. I'm hitting return to home. I hit return to home to stop it. Let's enter the waypoints button this time. I'm going to turn that lock button off. You know, you can't seem to turn that off. But let's hit waypoints, which is Waypoint Flight. And switching, I want to go to map mode, or satellite view. Let's see if I can find us on here. Okay. Where are we at? Okay, if I hit center position on this map mode, it doesn't seem to help it. Let's see if I can find it just by looking at the map, if I can get a guesstimate where we're at. No. Oh, okay, Asbury, Fairview. We're over in this area here, close to the border of Girard. Let me go back to satellite view from here. Satellite. And not very good resolution either. Is that the park? Well, I'll tell you what, folks. I can't zoom in to where we're at. Yes, it won't let me. Is that it? So we're going to quit right there, trying to do satellite view, because it ain't working. I can't get us to figure out where we're at. So turning satellite, we're going back to this view here. And we're going to finish out the flight by coming down and just flying it. Oh, you know what I haven't done yet? Coming down again, syncing up the cameras. I haven't shown the camera. Okay, photos. Turning off the camera, the video camera. Saying, how you like my shirt today, my sweatshirt today, folks. Okay, there's one photo, and another photo. So, okay, for the remainder of the flight, let's turn that video camera back on. And hitting confirm, we're going to stay in 1080p. And syncing up the cameras. For this portion of the flight, I am going to go to higher rate. We're going to try this out in sport mode and see how that gimbal works. See how that gimbal works in sport mode, or in higher rate. We're in high rate now. Went up a bit higher so I don't hit anything. But let's push forward and fly in high speed. See how it does in high speed. You know, one thing I got to say is, so far the FPV video looks good. Okay, let's stop it right there. Now that high-speed flying causes it to be a little erratic, so I don't recommend going to high rate in GPS mode. So going back to beginner mode and coming back toward us. So yeah, it bounced around quite a bit there in high rate. So you probably want to limit high-speed flying while in, what do you call that, non-GPS mode, just altitude hold flying. Okay, let's go back up again. We'll go up higher. We're going to finish out the flight just showing the camera. Fly around the area until our battery gets low. Let's try a right turn this time. Right bank turn. Slow turning. That fellow's still metal detecting over there. And let me come back down again, and I want to try a couple other things in that I haven't done or headless mode yet. Coming down, coming down, coming down. And as it descends, we're just going to corkscrew down to the ground because I don't want to come down too fast. First we'll try a rocket, and then we'll try the headless mode. Coming back. Okay, now to do rocket, I'll plop it here, and then we're going to lower that gimbal by pressing the down button. Maybe that's the up button. Okay, which one makes the gimbal go down? This one, the right one. You gotta hold it down. And it's slow. It's slow to set. I guess that's okay though. See if I can go all the way down. That seems to be it right there. Max down. So from there, let's go straight up. I'm also pulling back so I stay in the picture. With a rocket. Rocket ascent. Okay, from up there, lower, raise that gimbal back up again. Hit me up. Gimbal coming back up, right about there, and then going back into another corkscrew. Corkscrew descent. How's my battery power? My battery power says it's getting low. Starting to get low, but I'm wondering what's it do on low battery. So we're going to keep on flying just to see what it does on low battery. Descending, descending. Descending. It descends real slow. And bringing it back to me. Okay, we're going to go into headless mode now. Sync up the camera again. Let's see here. I think it was pointed in that direction when I took off. Go back up again. And headless mode, where are you on these buttons? I got to hold the rates button down for 2 seconds. Okay, we're in headless mode, pushing forward. That's the forward position. Lowering the gimbal. Down is that one. Actually, I want to go in the sun, so we're going to toward the sun. Because I'm going to pull back on the stick this time. And pulling up and away. Panning shot. Going into the sun. Okay, then pressing the headless mode button one more time, pushing forward, and coming back down in the opposite direction, descending toward me. Trying to keep me in the view on the screen. Okay, so far things are working, except for the bugs in the app. In the advanced flight modes, there's a lot of bugs in the app. So, GDRC ought to think about updating that app. There's some bugs in the advanced flight control modes, so I would recommend fixing that. Now let's say in low battery, please return in time. Okay, so I'm hitting cancel. Actually, I'm going to keep flying, folks. I want to see what the limits are on low battery. I'm going to keep it close to the ground. Oh, it won't let me go any further. So it does have a, I guess this is, how far away are we from the takeoff point? 17 meters. Can I fly toward the landing pad? Pushing forward, yeah. But it has a geofence. Let's see, watch bumping into the geofence. Right there. Geofence of about 17 meters, 18 meters. Let's show that again. On low battery, it doesn't let you fly. I guess it would bring you back toward this position here. And watch, I'm going to push forward, watch it bump into that geofence. Like a wall, electronic wall in the sky. It won't go any further. So with that in mind, let's go back up one more time. Right about there, that's good enough. And just do a slow rotate above the area, around the area. Slow pan around the area. Go up a bit higher too. Notice all of the trees are empty of leaves. We had some wind, and that's the end of fall, folks. Next step is winter itself, and that's coming. Coming back down. So yeah, you know, I mentioned the other day I was flying in that wind. It became very erratic because it was breezy. I gotta admit, it was about 10 to 12 miles per hour wind, and this did not like that. So again, if you're considering this drone, it's a low wind day drone. Seems to be locking on faster now, though. I don't know what the issue was there at my house. Maybe it's trees blocking the signal. Okay. So let's give you my final thoughts here before it does its final return to home. Syncing up the camera, I'll make sure my hat's straight. Go up a bit higher because the wind is not going to get down. Actually, I might go right here. I'm looking into the sun. Okay, so this particular drone, you know, it's a low-cost GPS drone. Because of that, they did make some shortcuts in the design features. Mainly, it has an older GPS system. It's not dual GPS, which means expect longer lock-on times to get that lock-on. Okay, the wind's picking up a bit here. Let's see how it handles this breeze here. Okay, that wind here is about 9 miles per hour. It's getting close to that limit that I saw the other day. But, you know, again, they made some trade-offs, engineering trade-offs, to get this to be a low-cost GPS drone while still having GPS and that 2-axis gimbal. 2-axis gimbal seems to be working, but, you know, it's not working entirely perfect. You know, I saw some off-balance there as we were going around. The advanced flight control features of the app, there are bugs in the app. I can't turn them off once you get started. And also the waypoints feature, I can't select center position, you know, where it'll locate where you're at on the map and then automatically scan onto that position. You have to manually scroll it. And I just had a hard time finding my position out here in where I'm flying at, this location here. So again, the advanced flight control features need some updates on the app. I don't know if GDRC is going to actually pay to do that, but if they do, that would be nice to make this work as designed. You know, follow me and circle me did work. However, I could not turn them off. I couldn't figure out why I couldn't turn them off. The only way I did turn them off, was able to find a way to turn them off, was to hit that return to home button. And hitting that return to home button seemed to turn it off. So I guess you could theoretically hit the return to home button, and as it starts to do that descent to 30 meters before it goes home, you could probably hit that return to home button again, and that did turn it off. So those are the issues that I saw with this particular drone. So GDRC F4 drone, it works, but again, you know, being a lower end GPS drone, it does still have some issues. So okay, I'm waiting for this battery to get real low. Okay, it's showing real low on my screen here. I don't know if that's recording. Can you see that, folks? Oh, there we go. And it looks like it automatically lands wherever it's at. It doesn't do an ascent and landing at the landing pad on low battery. Instead, again, it brings you within that 30 or 18 meter circle, and then lands wherever it's at when it reaches full low battery. So that is the GDRC F4 GPS drone, low-cost GPS drone from GDRC. Let's get my face in the sunlight so you can see me. So hope you enjoyed this flight. This is Quadcopter 101, signing out.